Welcome to Music Magic. I'm Sanaya. Now don't move. We're going to talk about something really interesting, how music first began. Have you ever wondered where the first music came from? Well, it could have happened something like this. Many, many years ago, there was a little boy who liked to do nothing, or at least that was how it seemed. Well, his mother and father and sisters and brothers all worked hard every day, plowing the fields, milking the cows, grinding the corn. Well, this little boy, he would stop in the middle of his work and sit and stare at nothing at all for hours. Why are you doing nothing when the field needs to be plowed, the cows to be milked, and the corn to be ground? His mother would complain. I'm not doing nothing, he replied. I'm listening. What are you listening to, you lazy boy? His father would ask. Well, I'm listening to the clip-clop of your horse's hooves as she trots in the fields, and to the shh of the milk as it streams into the bucket, and to the thunk, thunk, thunk of the corn being ground. Well, the boy's mother sighed, and his father shook his head. What good was listening? It certainly didn't help to get the work done. But one day, the boy did something special. He began to imitate the sounds that he heard. Hey, Jeff, would you help me out with this?
Sure.
The boy made a clicking sound with his tongue. And it sounded like the noises that the horses made when they clip-clop through the fields. Then the boy made a shh sound, like the milk streaming into the bucket. Then the boy clapped his hands, making a sound that sounded like the corn being ground. Finally, the boy put all of these sounds together. Now I want to see if we can all try this. Pick whichever sound you like. Now the boy's mother and father listened as they worked. They listened to the sounds they heard. And this seemed to make the work go faster and easier. Next, the boy started to hum. The mother and father stopped working altogether. What is that? They asked. Well, the boy could not tell them, for there were no words to describe what he was doing. But when he stopped, well, they asked him to continue again. And from then on, the work was always easier because of the music that the boy was making, for that is what he was doing. He was making music.
Of course, that's not really how music was invented.
Really, Art?
Really. The first music was made by a cat howling at the moon, and a lovely sound it was too. Meow!
Thank you for telling us that, Arp. Arpeggio is right, of course.
I am?
You are. Music wasn't really invented by the boy in the story or by a cat howling at the moon, for that matter.
And just how do you know?
Trust me, Arp, I'm pretty sure. How was music invented? No one really knows, but there are some interesting clues. There's music in all sorts of everyday activities, if you listen for it. For instance, for hundreds and hundreds of years, people have been pounding tree bark to make cloth on an island called Tonga. There is music in the sounds of things all around us, in the sounds of the ocean beating on the shore. There's even music in the toot of a train whistle, and in the wail of a siren.
And there's music in the sound of a cat lapping up a bowl of cream. You wouldn't have any by chance. I could show you what it sounds like.
Later, Art. It's also natural for us to make music with our bodies. We make a kind of music when we tap our feet, or snap our fingers, or clap our hands. And there's a place far away where these sounds have been turned into music and dance. John McCutcheon uses his body as an instrument, too. Then there's your voice. You can hum like this. Or sing words like this.
Old MacDonald had a farm.
Well, maybe not exactly like that. Bobby McFerrin is a very special performer who uses his voice and his body to make musical magic.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night.
Not everyone uses their body to make music. There are lots of other instruments we can use too. Instruments can make music that is bigger, louder, or just plain different from the music we make with our bodies alone. You can use your breath to whistle, or blow a flute. You can use your hands to clap or pound a drum. You can also use your hands to pluck some strings. But whatever you do, it all starts with you and your body. Over the years, people all over the world have created lots of different instruments. The panpipe from the mountains in South America uses your breath to make its music. play the pipa from China, you use both hands. You need to use your hands and arms to make music on a violin, and it is held right under your chin. So that's how we make music. It all starts here.
I still like my music the best. Meow, meow, meow.
Thank you for sharing that, Art. If you listen to this African-American gospel song, you'll see what I mean. Mixing the sounds of our bodies and our voices with sounds made by instruments gets you something pretty special. That's what I call making music.